Welcome to subramani.com. I hope you're liking the videos that I'm putting up. So first a caveat, whenever I talk about shares, you have to make an assumption that I own it or I have a put option or a call option or something on that share. So I may have bought a Tata Power, I may have bought a State Bank of India, just assume that everything is there in my portfolio, or I've recently sold, or I'm going to buy it back again, something. Don't assume that I have no interest in these, because the examples that I give have to be from my portfolio. Fair enough, logical, right? Unless it's some disaster that I'm giving you examples about, then I may not have it, or I may have had it in the past, right? So let's start with that. So is this a good time to be investing in equities? I really don't know, because we have not yet solved the coronavirus problem. We may not have a vaccine till the end of this year, or we may have a vaccine next week. I have no clue, and I do not know anybody who has a clue, whether he is in the financial services market or whether he is in the pharma industry. We don't have a clue about when the problem will be solved. But we know one thing: once the problem is solved, or once a vaccine is found, or once people realize how to live with it, it's not that we may find a cure, we may not find a cure, but we may learn to live with it. Like so many people live with diabetes and blood pressure. There will be some medication, something will have to be done. The rate of the infection may drop, right? All those things could happen. So we don't know when the problem will get solved. Will it get solved in 3 months or 3 years? I have no clue. But I know one thing: investing during uncertain times and during tough times always gives you good results. So would you go and invest? I am an investor. I invested yesterday. I will perhaps be investing today. I invested day before yesterday, in the sense that last week, Thursday, Friday, I bought shares, and I'm pretty happy with what is happening. I may trade out also. So when I give you examples, be careful. Also understand one thing: you don't know whether the market is in a bull phase or in a bear phase until after the event. For example, 2009 to 2020 or 2019 December, January was definitely a bull run. It was a very slow, boring bull run, and a 10-year bull run means people have forgotten that the market can fluctuate. So when the market falls, or rather when the market fell in March, people thought, oh my God, what is happening? Is it the end of the world? So very clearly it's not end of the world. Very clearly many people will sit on the sideline. Many people will redeem right now out of equity funds and go to bank fixed deposits. All kinds of people make up the world. So yes, all these things will happen, but should you be investing? If you have the cash flow and you know that you don't require it for 7, 8, 10 years, it may be a good time to be investing. But the other way to look at it is, if your job is uncertain, if you're not sure about your cash flows, it's a fantastic time to be very conservative. So don't invest. Keep the money in bank accounts, keep the money in liquid funds, knowing fully well that liquid funds will give you 3% kind of return on an annual basis, simply because there is just too much cash in the economy. So you may have to take a little more risk of going into a corporate bond fund or a credit risk fund. But again, you might get better returns, but you may also have to spend some sleepless nights. Are you willing to do that? That is the ultimate question, saying how much returns do I want, and for getting those returns, how many sleepless nights am I willing to spend? So the first is R, which is return, and the second is also R, which is risk. How much risk am I willing to take? And will I trade? Will I do investing? These are questions which you have to answer for yourself. But remember, we are a big economy. We are not really dependent on the other countries. 140 countries have been hit by the coronavirus. So it's not that there is any country which is not suffered. Some have suffered more, some have suffered less. If you see US, if you see Europe, they've lost a lot of lives. But please also remember, most of these lives, if not all, would be people above the age of 80. The median age or the average age of death in US and in Italy is very high. So which means older people who already had problems were the first to succumb. I am not saying that that is the only category which has died, but yes, those are the people who died first. So we are a big economy, so, and we are not dependent so much on the outside world, so we will definitely do better than many of the smaller countries. If all over the world growth disappears and India grows at 1%, 1% can also look very attractive, not because 1% is high, but because negative and zero all over the world, which will make this 1% look good, right? So these are two things. China is increasing the cost of doing business in China by its political behavior, and generally costs are going up in China. So these are two, three things which is against China. But even for a minute, don't think people will run from China to come to India. Our infrastructure is nowhere near what the companies may want. If they've been pampered in China by good quality infrastructure, they will want answers in hours, not days and weeks and months, right? So our bureaucracy, our banking system, our infrastructure all have to gear up to invite those guys who are leaving leaving China. That was a mistake, my apologies, right? So if somebody is going to leave China and come here, we have to make it attractive. But yes, it's possible that we make it attractive. So every company which is in China may want a second base. That might work out of India. So pharma companies might come, they might do research. That could happen. You never know what is likely to happen. None of us know. So also we have one advantage. I mean, the way you look at it, our growth has hit a nadir. I don't think it can go below zero. So once you're at zero, the only way you can go is go up. You can't go below that, right? So this year we may finish on a negative note. Next year we will recover. So if we don't do much of stimulus, next year we will bounce back. If we do some more stimulus, this year's fall will be cushioned a bit. Next year also will be cushioned a bit. So keep your eyes open for if there is no more freebies from Nirmala Sitharaman to the economy will suffer, but believe me, it will come back with a bang next year. But if there is more SOPs given by the government, then this year fall may be little cushioned. So next year also may not see a spectacular comeback, but the chances are 2022, 2023 will be very good. 2020 and big part of 2021 is the lost time. The only thing you have to do now is to preserve your life and be alive and keep your portfolio alive. So if your portfolio is not yielding good returns, this is not a time to panic about it, but maybe a good time to buy. Auto production could be ahead of sales because all the people, whether it is auto or whether it is biscuits, everybody has cut down on manufacturing simply because nobody knew how the demand would be. And suppose the demand is high, production will run ahead of sales. Don't go just by the production figure. Be careful because there is a 2-month pent up demand. So this month could see a spurt. It does not mean it's the end of the corona problem. It could just be 2 months pent up demand plus the current month's demand could see a big jump in sales. It may be a red herring. Be careful. Have we solved the Yes Bank problem? May not be the best way of solving it, but yes, we have solved that problem. Have we solved the ILFS problem? No. Have we solved the DHFL problem? No. The solution for all this may lie in creating a very good secondary market for debt products. Will we do it? Maybe we will do it. It will be a very strong signal if we do that, right? Gold yields are low because prices have already gone up. Be careful depending on, don't increase the weightage of gold from 5% in your portfolio to 30% in your portfolio. It doesn't work that way. Just because equities are doing well, it doesn't mean you go to 90% equities. If it doesn't suit you, don't go. People like me, baby, always in 90% equities. We are used to that. But if you are not used to that, be careful. Fantastic and dramatic reduction in NPA has already happened thanks to the banking reforms. So all these put together with a normal monsoon, fertilizer sales are booming, tractor sales are not bad at all. Will you get 12% return, 13% return from where the market is today? To me, the answer seems to be yes. And mentally be prepared for staying in it for 6 years, because when you're looking at 12% return, you're talking of doubling in 6 years. So don't buy a Tata Power today at 40 and expect it to reach 80 within a few hours or few weeks. It doesn't happen that way. 40 has to reach 80 at 12% means it will take 6 years, right? So have the patience, stick around. It may not be a very bad thing to be buying now. Buy shares which have fallen a lot. Some shares have fallen a lot. Don't see the speed at which it has fallen. So Sun Pharma has fallen from 1200 to 1300. Of course, it has recovered since then. Maybe as good or as bad as Indusind Bank, which has fallen similarly, but Indusind Bank looks more attractive because the fall has been more spectacular. So a 3-year fall from 1200 to 300 doesn't sound very bad, but a fall of 1200 to 300 or 400 within a few months sounds very dramatic. So to us it looks like this is a great buy. Analyze price movements over 4-5 years, see whether the company is good, whether it is friendly, whether it is paying you good dividends. Those are the things to see. Don't ask your financial advisor kitne saal mein double hoga. He also does not have an answer, right? A lot of shares are available. Even if you are a value investor, it's available. If you are a deep value investor, even more is available. So if you have bought some of those mutual funds which are housing these PSU shares, good quality PSU shares in decent quantity of numbers, you will do well. So check out who has got, what price have they bought, check out all that and then take a decision. Thank you.